And we are back here, you guys. Stream number 7, something like that. Yeah. Before we get started, I do want to give a quick shout out to my best friend, my son Evan. He is watching, as well as Kate and my wife as well. So, hello.
It's 6, maybe my kids might be watching.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Say
Hi,
hello.
if you are. They don't really watch me.
They just send me a picture.
You watch Mom's show? And they're like, no, we had better things to do. I'm like, that's cool.
So hello, you guys. Thank you. You guys, we're giving away $20,000. We've given away a lot of stuff today.
Yeah.
We're giving away more this episode. We're giving away some grand prizes next episode. We still have 1 hour, less than 1 hour on the coral restoration giveaway. So head over to waterboxaquariums.com/raffle. Get entered to win that. Can you guys pin the URL to that, please, on YouTube?
Yeah.
28,909.
Oh man, we are so close to 29,000. Our goal is really 30,000. So we'll get everyone in there. Everyone in here goes and puts a couple raffle tickets in. It'll get us to that goal of 30,000, which is amazing. For all the updates and information on what sales are going on, what the raffle is, and grand prize entry, go to waterboxaquariums.com/Blue Friday. So you definitely want to check that out. That's going to give you all the details of everything.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely check that out.
It's happy hour, man.
Yes, it is happy hour.
Finally, it's happy hour.
Cheers. Make sure you guys smash that like button, okay? Throw an elbow. Gently graze it if you'd like. Depends on what level of aggression you want to give the like button. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well, because not only are we live all day today, we're live weekly.
Yep, every Wednesday.
Yes, so definitely want to take advantage of that.
And on this stream, we are giving away $500 Waterbox gift card, Cube 10, Peninsula Mini 15, and 2 Waterbox t-shirts. So there's plenty of chances to win, but you gotta like the stream. And you also have got to be active in the comments. That's how we're gonna kind of make our decisions. So talk to everybody, ask questions, get in there, and that's gonna help you win an awesome prize.
Make friends. Talk about what you're doing on Friday night. I had this whole thing planned out.
Anyway. It didn't work. Yeah, so
we're having a good time.
We're talking about some cool Waterbox tanks.
Yes.
Owner spotlight. So we picked 2 freshwater and 2 saltwater Waterbox owners that we love their aquariums. They're very well known or known in our user group, kind of different styles. And we got to dive in deep with them about what are they running, what's their care, what are their tips for their success. And it's going to be, we wanted to really just show different ways of doing it and like real life experiences to help you guys, because, if you see someone who has a tank that you like, knowing how they do it and kind of trying to replicate or base it off that is always a great thing, as you say.
Yeah, especially if you guys are new, getting into an aquarium this weekend, you're trying to learn. This is a fantastic episode to take a dive into what these guys doing, not just freshwater, but saltwater aquariums very, very successfely.
And also, some of the ones that we're highlighting are in the comments, so they'll probably try and answer any questions you have about their tank as we're showing the video. Granted, it is just crazy busy in the chat, so I don't know how much they'll be able to get to, but a lot of them are here live with us. So very excited to kind of just showcase these guys.
Yeah.
Really appreciative for them doing this with us. Our first one is we have Joe with his beautiful freshwater aquarium.
Okay, guys, we have Joe Bruner with us here today to show us his amazing freshwater aquarium.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Welcome. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about what model Waterbox you have and how long it's been set up. Can we confirm
It's
that we're muted?
It's a Clear Pro 6025, so it's 5 feet long. I set it up in August of last year, first of the month, so it's almost been going 15 months.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
That is amazing.
Very well filled in. Looks. I love a nicely done freshwater. Like it's just so beautiful.
I'm really excited to get stuff like this going here in the studio.
So who influenced you the most to get into this hobby and have a beautiful freshwater aquarium?
Well, I pay particular attention to people like Tom Barr, Dennis Wong, and Greg Zidek. They're great stewards of the hobby, and I think their advice is priceless. You can find them wandering around on a lot of the Facebook sites, high-tech planted tanks and low-tech planted tanks. Anyway, these three guys, they're just legends, literally.
Excellent. Joe, tell us about the equipment that you have running on the system to keep this thing going.
Well, I use, up top, I use Chihiro's Vivid 2 lights, and I love them. They really make reds pop. And as you can see behind me, I can dial the colors almost any way that I want to. You can see the differences as you flip from screen to screen.
Yeah.
There's sunset, sunrise. It's all controlled by app, and I can go into auto or manual. And for me, I think it's literally the best light on the planet. I use the Fluval FX4 down below, and I have that hooked up to an inline Quan V CO2 diffuser. So the bubbles that come out are literally micro bubbles, and you don't get that Sprite water effect in the water.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it definitely doesn't take away, because it looks so, when you're looking at it, so like picture perfect and like smooth looking.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything really messing up that like picture perfect view, really.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you a little secret. I turn the CO2 off anytime I have an interview. I turn it off a day before, and that way your water's like you say, picture perfect.
Nice.
Well, that's a good choice.
Nice.
Is there something that you've added equipment-wise after the fact that you would recommend to someone just having that up front and beginning with it?
You know, I tell you what, lights and filtration, they are probably the two most hotly debated accessories in the hobby.
Yes.
I would imagine it would be saltwater, and I would imagine it would be freshwater. It wouldn't be any different.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate the choice of choosing what it is I want to do, because a lot of these tanks, you may need an FX6, you may need an FX4, depending upon the circulation that you want. So being able to choose for me is very valuable.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Excellent. So Joe, tell us a little bit about the livestock in your aquarium. You know, the plants, the fish. What's your favorite that's in?
The livestock is very simple. I've got guppies, I've got platies, I've got tetras, I've got probably 1,000 fire red shrimp in here, and I really chose the fish and the plants to go along with the Chihiro's lights, because anything that's red is just going to be eye-popping in this aquarium, and I wanted to put fish in there that do that. And as far as my favorite, love my shrimp. They're fire reds, super high quality, and I just really enjoy looking at those guys. They graze on the rocks, they graze on the wood, and they're always moving around.
Yeah,
Nice.
when I first saw the video, I didn't realize at first that those were all shrimp, and then I noticed, I was like, oh my God, there's a ton of them everywhere, but they're so cute. I love the little freshwater shrimp. And you said you have like hundreds of them in there?
Pretty close to 1,000, I would think.
Oh,
I
my
started
goodness.
out with about 60. And the tree, I've probably got 200 in my big tree at any given time. And I just have so many plants in there. They have great places to hide and multiply.
So you're not doing anything. They're actually just multiplying and breeding on their own?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the business of selling some red shrimp soon.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you mentioned that. This is actually a grow out tank for me.
Oh, okay.
So I sell plants out of it and I sell my shrimp out of it. But again, I chose Waterbox because I really wanted something that looked good, that I could, use as a grow out tank. But at the same time, it's a big hub in my home.
Right.
And a lot of people visit, so I wanted it to look nice as well.
Very cool.
Excellent.
What is your dosing and pruning regimen to keep something in the shape you want it and just growing well in color?
I dose 3 times a week, and I do a 30 to 80% water change, depending upon what I feel the tank needs. And I usually can tell that by the amount of algae that's on the glass. I get 0 algae on my plants or my wood, but the glass is kind of the telltale. So once a week, I'll do 30%. Then I'll do a fertilizer, and I use APT Complete to get the color that I want. And if I really, really, really want my reds to pop, I'll use a product called APT Zero. And again, I do it immediately after the water change, and then I do it every other day till the next week when I do my next water change.
Beautiful.
Very cool. Yeah. How about pruning? Like, do you have to trim them back often, or?
Well, because I sell out of the tank, that's usually what I consider my pruning, and I do it about every 2 weeks or so. Every once in a while, somebody will call me and say, "Hey, I desperately need this plant," and I'll do it for them right then and there.
Nice.
But for the most part, every 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Nice. Is there any other maintenance that you would attribute to your success aside from the water changes and any other routines that you just mentioned?
Very clean soil. It's very important that when you do a water change, that you clean the soil as well. And you just need to clean the surface. You don't need to go in and vacuum it out. Because in my particular tank, it's I've got my own little blend. I actually use organic potting soil in this, believe it or not, and I use sand and I use peat moss.
Oh,
So the expensive aqua soils I don't use. I probably set up this entire 143 gallon tank for less than $30 as far as the substrate goes.
That's a great secret.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So I'll take my tube in there and I'll just dab it down in there until I create some dust. And then I'll suck the dust right up, and I can take 2-3 gallons of literally black water out of this thing once a week.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's
pretty
impressive. Like, if you were gonna give one piece of advice, someone who wants to get into planted freshwater aquariums, like, what would be your best advice to give them starting out?
Okay, this is short and simple. It's patience is the fastest way to success in this hobby.
Yep, that's perfect.
Love it.
It works for all
I can't be any
areas
more
of it.
specific than that.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I like that a lot. So what made you choose Waterbox? And what's your favorite thing about your Waterbox? Well,
this is actually my second water box. I had the 40.2 gallon cube to start with.
Yep.
And the Starfire glass, the clean lines really drew me in. And on this particular purchase, I just, I knew the quality was going to be there. I knew the customer service was going to be there. And so it was a very easy decision the second time around. As far as what I like about the Waterbox the most, it's got to be the view. I mean, the Starfire glass, in my opinion, it's second to none. If there's a better view out there through a pane of glass, I haven't seen it.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
perfect. I mean, thank you so much for kind of giving us a sneak peek into how to maintain such a beautiful freshwater aquarium and sharing all the advice with us on Blue Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Thank you so much, Joe.
My pleasure. I was happy to do it for you.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
There you have it. As a beautiful, beautiful planted system. And I also want to encourage you guys, if you want to see more of these existing owners' tanks, join our Facebook group.
Yes.
There's a tremendous amount. There's
beautiful
almost
ones.
17,000 people in that group now, by the way.
Yeah, it's a very active group. Everyone's really friendly, help you out, questions, show you their tanks, how they did stuff.
Yeah.
Joe's tank is beautiful, and it's definitely a high-tech planted aquarium, but I mean,
Right.
it's just packed and lush, full of plants. That definitely takes another level of care,
Yeah.
for sure. But it's such a striking thing, and I love his little million little shrimp running around.
Yeah,
It's
and that
very, very
big,
cute.
like,
tree.
the tree.
There's
Yeah.
a tree in there.
It's like, I don't know, you're faking like the terrestrial environment and an aquatic environment. I don't know, it's just very cool.
It is really, really
Yeah.
cool. So that's a beautiful, large, planted, high-tech kind of aquarium on that one. Next up is we have Patty with her Nano Reefs. Of course, she's showing off her reef tanks, which are pretty well known. So
Yes.
let's check her out. All right, we have Patty from Her Nano Reefs here with us to talk about her beautiful water box. Welcome on to the show, Patty.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
joining.
Thank you for joining us.
So you have what Waterbox model, and how long have you had it up and running?
All right, well, my main one or bigger one Waterbox is my Waterbox Reef 100.3 gallons, and it is a mixed reef.
All right, beautiful. And how long has that one been up and running?
That has been long since January, so it's almost a year.
Wow, pretty impressive with how beautiful it looks.
Looks amazing.
Tell us a little bit about the equipment that you have running on there. What's the life support system look like?
Wow, so I started pretty simple and I kind of built up. as the months went by and as I stocked it more. I have the gray white skimmer. I started with just the skimmer. On the sump is the skimmer and the live rock. And then I have I believe it's a Jabo return pump, and 2 Nero 5s for wave makers, and then 2 VV Creative Aquatics, the return nozzles. Mm-hmm. And then what else? Then I added the Clear, which is the automatic fleece roller that I exchanged for the socks. And then I also added the algae turf scrubber. And then the last thing that I just added was I changed to the Trident method. Before I was doing water changes, and now I stopped doing water changes and I'm doing the Trident method, which is dosing all the main trace elements. So I don't have to do water changes. I can still do water changes if there is any emergency, but if there is no emergency, the Trident method can just pretty much exchange water changes for that. And then my lights are the Illumagic Blaze X and Vitamini Strip. So it's kind of a combo lighting, and that's by Dalua.
Very nice. So what's the type of livestock that you have in here, and what would be your favorite one?
Let's see. Oh, and I also have a controller, which is the E-Coral Light, which love it. First time coming back to controllers has been great. For my favorite livestock, I think it's my torch garden. All my Eophilias, the torches, the hammers, frog spawns, octospawns. I think those are one of my favorite, inhabitants.
So it looks like definitely mostly a softie and LPS tank. Absolutely beautiful mix. You got a few acros in there. How about a favorite fish? Do you have a favorite fish?
It will be I think it's my yellow cory wrasse. And it's because it's so bright. Oh, it's right there on the back. Yep. I love him. And also, he's an utilitarian fish, which helps controlling some of the pests. And also, I just love how bright he looks. Like when you pass the tank, the one fish that you really see is that yellow cory wrasse.
They're very cool.
So Patty, tell us about your maintenance routine. I know you mentioned that you do the Triton method now, which lowers that maintenance quite a bit potentially, but tell us about what all that involves.
So before, when I started, I did weekly water changes. I was doing anywhere from 10 to 20% weekly water changes, but then as I kept stocking the tank more and more, I wanted to create something that didn't really needed so many water changes, because also my work was making me, I had to travel. I got really, really busy with family. So decided to change for the Trident method. So now I don't do water changes. I do check parameters once a week to make sure that everything is working. When I started the Trident method, I did check parameters every day, and sometimes even in the morning, and then at night after I finish, after I finished dosing, because I did the dosing from anywhere from 1 p.m. all the way to 6 p.m. through the doser that I have, the E-Coral doser. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was working properly. And then after that, just once a week, and I just check the tank. I do I clean the tank once every 2-3 weeks. Like when I see the wall needs cleaning or the sand, I do sift it a little bit. But besides that, it's kind of it just works. And every day that I feed it.
Right. Speaking of feeding, so what are you feeding your tank for the most part?
I feed Reef Nutrition products, and it's because the TDL pellets, love them. They're really easy. You just drop them in there. The fish go crazy. And I'm sorry, my cat just went by. So I do also the oyster feast. I also do for all of those. I do have an MPS fan there that needs to have that type of food. I have, what else do I feed? Oyster feast, ROE, which has the eggs. I feed Mices Feast and the RT pots. And that's more because of all the different fish that I have. Like I even have some dragonets, red dragonets in there. I have starfish in there that you don't see it because it's like hidden on the rockscape.
Yeah.
So I try to do a really well balanced kind of diet for them.
Awesome. So Patty, if you were to give one piece of advice to someone that was starting out with reef aquariums, what would it be?
Research, and something that I kind of lack of, and it's patience. I hate waiting. Hate it, but yeah, you gotta wait, because that's the one thing that patience will definitely, if you research and you wait, you will see that things will go smoothly. Rather than having to fix problems, you will see that you're already kind of ahead and trying to avoid those problems if you do your research. And also just look at your tank. And your tank can tell you so many things just by just looking at it for like 5 minutes a day and see, are my corals happy? Do my fish look happy? And just by that, even just is my water clear? You can just looking at your tank and, can definitely tell you.
Yes, patience is for sure an important one. So what made you choose Waterbox, and what would you say is your favorite thing about Waterbox?
Wow, I'm the type of person that just, if I like something, I go all out for it. So Waterbox I love just how stylish they look and how clean the water boxes are. And trust me, I have gone through 8 different brands. I have been doing this for like 10 years by now. And when COVID started, with the pandemic, I was like, yeah, let me get back to it. I need to be home. And I got like a 10-gallon water box. And that was my first one, the only 10-gallon water box. And since that first tank and how everything came through, because I was just starting to come back to it, and I just saw it's like, it comes with everything. It comes with the carbon, it comes with the suck, it comes with everything. I just loved it and say, okay, I like this. How can I get more? So yeah, and the other thing is the customer service, you guys. I mean, I have send you guys emails about questions even when I was waiting for my water box, like what pump should I do, or the dimensions and things. And I just love that you guys responded right away. It was really, you feel almost like family. And then I joined the Facebook group, and I just felt like so welcome. There's like so much help and so many people willing to spend 5 minutes just talking to you, or you talking. I'm more than happy. I also love helping others. I really love the community too.
Awesome, beautiful. So you have multiple Waterbox aquariums. Can you tell us just a little bit about the other ones?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have the clear mini 6 and 10. I use them for freshwater. Really like them. I love the clarity of them. Then I have 2 10-gallon all-in-ones. I have the P Mini 15. I have the P Mini 25. I have the now retired Waterbox Reef. I think it's the 55.2. I don't remember.
Yeah, Frag 55.2.
Frag, yeah, no, the Reef, the Frag, which is right now my anemone tank, and then the Waterbox 100 Reef 100.3. So. Wow.
Quite a lineup.
Yeah, at one point I had, I think, 8 water boxes. Yeah, all 8, I think at one point I had them running. But then, with pandemic now easing up and everything opening up, I had to go back to work, I had to downsize. And now I have the anemone tank, the Waterbox Frag 55, I think it's 0.2. And then my mixed reef, the 100.3. And I am starting to get my P Mini 25 back up, because I just got the stand, the new stand that you guys have for the 25. So yeah, I'm excited to start that one.
Awesome.
Cool.
You are very, very busy with your aquariums, that's for sure. We really appreciate you joining us, telling us about how you're keeping such a beautiful aquarium. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Beautiful, beautiful aquarium. So that's Hernana Reefs. You can check her out, YouTube, Instagram, all of that stuff. She has a lot of water boxes.
She does.
Not all of them are set up now, but she's had a ton of them. She definitely loves Waterbox, has beautiful tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's also in our user group there as well,
Yes.
in our Facebook group, so you can join there and see her posts and her tanks. And
Definitely check out our user group. Like if
Yeah.
you're not in it, you need to be. It's a great group. So we got freshwater, saltwater. Got to go back to freshwater.
yep.
So we have Mark, and is also called Gordy Scaper. He's from the UK, and he's got some beautiful smaller water box planted aquariums. So let's check him out.
So today we have Mark from Scaper with us today.
Awesome.
So thank you for joining us, Mark. We appreciate it.
All right.
Come on. Awesome.
So tell us about what Waterbox model you have.
I have 3 models. I have
Wow.
a Waterbox Clear Mini 16, and I have 2 Clear Mini 10s, which one of the 10s is which I'll be talking about today. I've had a couple of them. They've been set up about 6 months, and the one we're talking about been set up for 3 months now. So yeah, it's like Dutch style inspired, and I set that one up 3 months ago. So it's just all plants, no hardscape. So
Only
yeah,
3 months. Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning for that short amount of time.
What equipment are you running on that system?
equipment. So we'll start from the top down. We've got the light is the Twin Star S series. And that's a full RGB red, green, blue light color rendition, which is perfect for the plants. The great lights, I've got a few Twin Stars, and this is like it's higher wattage and better rendition for the red color plants. So yeah, that's a Twin Star S series. I think S series, yeah, that's it. So equipment, and then we've got a Waze filter, smart filter with a built-in heater. And that's linked to some glassware, so we've got the glass inlet and outlet, and we've got a CO2 system, which is provided by CO2 Art, which is, it's a great little system, and it's just a simple little inline ceramic diffuser, which sits in the tank, and can read the levels of CO2 with the drop checker, pH checker, and that should be showing the colour green. We'll just keep an eye on that and make sure there's not not enough CO2, or if there's too much CO2 going in. So that's drop checker provided by Seachem. Yeah, that's the equipment.
Very nice.
Beautiful. So, Mark, tell us what kind of livestock's in the aquarium, and also, like, what's your favorite, fish and plants that are in there?
Fish-wise, well, we've got shrimp in there. Shrimp do a good job at clean up the algae and the debris. So I've got some mono shrimp in there and some small cherry shrimp. I put a few cherry shrimp in, and there's now about 50. They just breed like mad, so loads of cherry shrimp. The fish will have green neon tetra, and temporarily I've put some ember tetras in there, which are in at the moment. I think there's a couple of bit footage with the embers in as well, but that's just temporary. I'll get another tank sorted and I'll be going back in there. But I picked the blue, and I love the blue colour of the green neon tetras, just because most plants are yellowish, pastel colours, red, green. So the blue breaks it a little bit, and I think it complements the scape well. So yeah,
Absolutely.
green neon tetra.
Yeah, the blue stands out really nice in there. So a lot of people that might want to get into keeping a planted freshwater aquarium, like what are some of your great beginner plants that you would recommend people starting with?
Beginner plants I always recommend on my YouTube channel is epiphyte type plant. It's catching it. Yeah, epiphytic plants which grow and they attach to wood and rock. So you've got your ferns like Java fern, you've got the Nubius species and Bucephalandra species. I think they're a great starting point. Could just be pushed in little wedges and crevices in between your rocks and stones and wood, or you can actually glue them on. So it's a really good starting point. But if you want to plant in soil, some good choices up there as well. There's a plant called Helianthus Tenon Green, which is like a broadleaf grass plant, which is really easy to keep. It does get a bit evasive if you let it go, but it's a nice plant and creates like a lawn effect. They've got various cryptocoraing species. That's a real easy plant to grow, and there's loads of different varieties of that. And also, there's one of my favourites, which is called Sterigine repens, S. repens. It's classed as a stem plant, but it forms really small clusters and actually carpets as well. But there's some easy plants, but definitely the epiphyte plants I would highly recommend, because easy to work with, easy to set up, and you get instant impact straight away with those plants.
That's good information.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So clearly you've seen great success with your Planet Aquariums. Tell us a little bit about your maintenance routine.
Maintenance. I think the key to maintenance with planted tanks is your water changes. I think it's the same within the hobby. But we tend to do large water changes, usually around 60% a week. And that way, it just resets everything. So we're for fertilizing every day, and there's a bit too much fertilizer in, obviously it just resets everything, good to go again. But so I'd start with taking a little bit of water out, just clean the inside of the tank, all the glass. Any stubborn marks on the hardscape, just use a little wire brush, scrub that off, any stubborn algae. Just disturb everything, so just give your hand a wave in the plants and stuff, get all the debris up, and then take the rest of the water out, like I say, roughly about 60%, and then add your water. So I do that once a week, sometimes more, but usually once a week, and that usually does the trick. When you first set a tank up, it's really important that your water change, especially if you've got aquarium soil in the tank. You need a water change every day for the first couple of weeks, because it leaches loads of ammonia, so nitrate spikes, so every day for the first couple of weeks, then you just gradually bring that down to once a week. So maintenance is really important. I think the main thing is learn to enjoy the maintenance. You've got to learn to enjoy it, because it's a big part of it. You want a nice tank, enjoy the maintenance.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Very true. Good to go along with the maintenance. Like, what is your dosing or like pruning routine? Like, how often are you dosing? How often do you find yourself having to kind of prune it to keep it in shape?
Yeah. With the one we're talking about, it is quite a bit pruning with the Dutch style. That's what it's well known for, because they're all stem plants, so they do need regular pruning. But you can cut down, you can just dose lean if you don't want mad quick growth. But that one there, it's been going 3 months, it's been trimmed about 4 times. So it's usually when they reach the surface, you trim them right down. And don't be afraid to trim. With them being stem plants, once you trim, you can actually replant the cuttings. So it's best to, like, where they get a bit, stem plants get a bit leggy on the bottom, you just let them go and reach the surface. But to avoid that, your cuttings just plant in front of the leggy bits, and it forms a nice compact bushy growth. Plus, for every cut you do, you get 2 shoots grow for every plant, so you get a thicker, bushier plant. So it's like gardening. Just don't be afraid to prune and trim plants and your shrubs. It's like your hedges. You take loads off and they grow back bigger and better. So
it's a good tip.
Yeah, that's great. So Mark, if you could give one piece of advice to someone starting out with Planet Aquariums, what would it be?
Enjoy maintenance. Definitely, but I think the key thing is to just take your time, do a bit of research. You don't have to delve loads and loads into it, but look at a decent website. And I think the big thing is don't get caught into forums and groups, because there's so many different opinions. So just pick a website or a good book. Good book's always a good one. Do a little bit of research and make a good start. But like I say, take your time and enjoy the process. Use the easier category plants and just go with that, because it's easy when you're in a shop, they'll see a nice bright red plant and you think, oh, I'll have that, and they're in big fancy aquascapes, or they're seeing aquascaping competition pictures. But obviously those guys have been waiting for years for plants. They've got really powerful highlighting, injecting the CO2. So if you want to start easy, pick easy category plants, fresh plants, plant as heavy as you can from the off as well. That's really important, because they're taking all them excess nutrients and help with the progress of starting a new tank. So wonderful. Yeah, research, enjoy water changes.
Nice.
That's good to know. So like you said, you do have 2 other Waterbox aquariums. Tell us about those.
Yeah. I've got another 10, which is it's a low energy one, so it's a total opposite of the one we've just seen there. There's no CO2 injection. It's all easy carograms. It's really heavy on the epiphyte plants we're talking about, so a lot of the plants are attached to wood, rock. That's the one.
That's so cool looking, though.
Beautiful. Yeah, stunning.
It's just really basic and just a simple design, but I really love nature aquarium design. But Takashi Amano, he's like my biggest influence, so it's all the Japanese nature aquarium style, iwagumi, rockscapes, things like that. That's what I like. So yeah, beautiful. I've done that. That'll be about 6 or 7 months old, that one now. It's different changes that I've replanted and changed plants at the back for different looks and stuff. So, but it's really easy. It kind of looks after itself, that one.
Yeah. And then the other one is?
The other one I've just stripped down, but it's the hardscape's ready. and it's a bit of a special one. It's going to be a nice Irigumi style. So that's the old one. It's a similar design, but what I'm going to do is Brazilian. It's going to be a lot more stems and colour. So that's not existing at the minute, that one.
Yeah, previous, before you redesigned it.
Yeah, I redesigned it just after that picture, I think.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be nice. It's different, like a different, bit more of a complex rock design. And like, see, with the stems, there'll be loads of like pastel colours, oranges, reds, pinkish colours, that sort of thing. So Brazilian style, I think it's called, when you mix the rock with stems.
Oh,
so,
Nice.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
coming up next.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. So what made you choose Waterbox, and what's your favorite thing about your Waterbox?
Well, one of the stores I work at, I help with maintenance with the showroom and things, Horizon Aquatics in the UK. They're a Waterbox supplier, and when I first got them in, I seen the tanks. I was like, oh, wow, I'll buy a couple of those. So I bought a couple of small ones, set them up. And what I like about them, I like an old-fashioned glass tank. So as minimal distraction as possible. And the silicon lines they're barely visible, which is great. And the clarity of the glass, the low iron, super clarity of the glass, which is great. And it's a big thing in aquascaping. So all you focus on is aquascape itself, the plants, the fish, the actual scape. So it's the perfect clear glass tank. In my one thing, I usually don't like stickers and badges on tanks. I usually take them off. I think they're a bit distracting, but I really genuinely like the way Waterbox have done it. So it's like part of the tank. So and it all acts as me fill line as well. So it's a good day.
It definitely has mixed reviews, that's for sure.
Yeah, not everyone loves it, but it does look good.
I do like the way it's etched in, because I was a bit of a hypocrite when I've been doing unboxes and reviews on different tanks. I'm like, oh, I don't like badges, so I take it off once I've done the review. But this one, I was like, right, I'm gonna have to eat your words, yeah. Waterbox, yeah.
You stuck with it. Awesome.
Well, Mark, thank you so much. Can you tell our viewers where they can find you on social media?
My main social media platform is YouTube, so it's Geordie Skater on YouTube, and there you'll find it's my adventures in aquascaping. So it's unboxings, reviews, setups, seeing all things aquascaping. And I'm also on Instagram, so it's just Geordie Skater on Instagram. You can find me there, and I'm doing my best to learn to talk.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
No worries. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on here. It means a lot. You got amazing stuff. So
Yes, thank you so much for being on here.
My
Thanks.
pleasure. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
all right, we're good.
That's awesome.
There you have it.
He's
Beautiful.
so cool.
Yeah.
Love him.
Great guy. Guys, real quick, I challenge you all to head over to waterboxaquariums.com/raffle. We are about $450 away from our goal. I see 540 people in here. Surely some of you guys can donate to that cause with a chance to win a couple water boxes.
We're so close to 30,000 for them.
Yeah,
Can't wait to do it.
we have 20 minutes left, you guys. Let's get to 30,000. I know you all can do it if you haven't entered already. It takes as little as $10, and then you can donate as much as you want.
Let's go. But
Yeah.
next we have Tran fan. He's known for his most beautiful photography and videos of his aquariums I've seen anybody do. It's phenomenal. He is so well known in our user group. Beautiful aquarium. Let's check him out. Hey guys, we have Tran here, and he's going to tell us about his Waterbox. He's probably one of the most well-known people in our user group on Facebook.
Yep.
Welcome on, Tran.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome. So what Waterbox model do you have, and how long has this one been set up?
I currently have the Reef 130.4. It was purchased back in September of 2018, so I've had it for about 3 years now.
Wow,
Very
nice and established for sure. You can tell by looking at it how beautiful it is.
Yeah. So, Tran, tell us a little bit about the equipment. I mean, this is, to be honest, this is one of my favorite tanks. You got my tried and true star polyps in there, my favorite coral, the branching star polyps. What kind of equipment are you running on the system to help you see the success that you have?
For lighting, I'm using 2 Radion's XR30 G4 Pros. I had an XR15 in the middle as well when I was running mostly SPS, but since then I've transitioned over to LPS, so I have 2 G4 Pros. The tank's being controlled by an Apex EL. Skimmer-wise, I have a Bubble Magnus Curve 7 Elite. That's been working really well for me. I love that skimmer just because of the efficiency of the pump, and it's very quiet. Return pump is a Neptune Core 15 that's plugged into the Apex, which saves me 1 outlet that I can have open for controllability. Also with the ATO, I have the Apex ATK, again, trying to stay within the same Neptune ecosystem there. For flow, I have 2 Nero 5s on the side of the tank and 2 Jabos SLW20s in the back. And those are actually running at pretty low speed, just kind of supplemental to create some more random flow for those torches. For dosing, I'm using a Aquamax T1 calcium reactor that's powered by a Kimura FX STP peristaltic pump. I'm also running a UV sterilizer. It's made by Aqua UV, 25 watt. That seems to be working well for the past couple of years. In addition, I have a BRS CO2 scrubber to help buffer pH. Running that calcium reactor definitely lowers your pH quite a lot. So I tried different methods using Kaltwasser, but I found that the CO2 scrubber seems to be pretty low maintenance and easy to maintain. For temperature control, I have dual Jaeger 150 watt heaters. And then for cooling, I have a Teco TK500 chiller. Here in Southern California, it gets pretty warm during the summer, so that chiller's saved me a couple of times from overheating.
So you're definitely loaded up on that aquarium.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on, but obviously, I mean, it shows it's beautiful. So obviously, you didn't start with all of that equipment. Like, what did you add later that you would have wished you just started with from the very beginning?
Yeah, it's gone through a lot of different equipment changes, to be honest. I started out with just 2-part dosing and went to Kaltwasser, then ultimately to the calcium reactor. I think for me, I should have started with a bigger skimmer. I had the Curve 5 to begin with, and I found that the air draw on that particular skimmer was just a little undersized, so I ended up buying the Curve 7 Elite, which seems to be a good fit for the tank. Also, I think if I would have just started out with the calcium reactor, I would have saved a lot of money. I think the upfront costs and the complexity factor of a calcium reactor is a little bit intimidating. It was for me, at least, when I first started. But you know, I spoke to a couple of the local reefers here who've had bigger system with the calcium reactor. They kind of talked me to it, so that definitely helped. But the calcium reactor just keeps everything super stable. I only have to refill that media, I'd say like once every 8 months or so. So that for me is a big plus, just because I don't have to really fiddle with it, and I can, while I'm on travel, I don't have to worry about my parameters going out of whack.
Nice.
Nice, very nice. So tell us a little bit about your feeding, dosing, and maintenance schedule. How does that look for you on a daily, weekly, monthly basis?
For fish nutrition, I feed quite a bit. I feed 4 to 6 cubes of frozen mysis or brine shrimp every single day, and then I feed PE mysis pellets 2 times a day, and those pellets are being fed via an automated feeder. But I feed about a teaspoon of pellets every interval. So that keeps my nutrients from bottoming out, because for dosing, I'm using a method called Zeovit, and it's basically I think a fancy form of carbon dose of vinegar dosing. Yeah. So that's basically Zeoback, Zeostart, Zeofood. They have a product called Sponge Power that I dose on a daily basis. That seems to really help with the microfauna. I also use a product called Coral Vitalizer from KZ, and their LPS aminos. a lot of blue bottles in the bottom of my my sump there. But besides that, I do Vibrant, 10 milliliters a week. That seems to keep the nuisance algae down to a minimum. In terms of water changes, I do about 15 gallons every 2 weeks, sometimes every week if I see something that's a little bit off. I also run carbon, which is changed every month. And that's pretty much it. I don't do a ton of different types. I try to keep it as simple as possible. So no GFO, no refugium, no algae scrubbers. The Zeovit seems to kind of keep the nutrients export under control. For coral nutrition, though, I feed Red Sea AB Plus 2 times a week, along with the Brightwell Coral Aminos 2 times a week as well, but just on different days. And then, of course, the KZ LPS amino concentrate. So a lot of aminos. I seem to get a really good response from the corals, polyp extension and coloration as well from those chemicals.
Wow.
Very cool. And obviously you can tell the corals are very happy with whatever that you're doing.
Right. The color is stunning. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's working. So like a lot of people watching are probably maybe newer into having saltwater. And, if you could give anyone starting out one piece of advice, like what would that magical best advice be to someone getting into the saltwater part of the hobby?
I would say take things really slow. I think a lot of people, when you get that new shiny tank, they want to fill it with lots of corals, which, I can relate. It's hard to resist. But really just let the tank settle. When you make these adjustments, it could take weeks or even months to really see the effects of it. So just takes things really slow and try not to bottom out your nitrate and phosphates. I think a lot of the dinos and the cyanobacteria is all resulting from really low nutrients on a new tank. So just take things slow and ask a lot of questions. I think the Waterbox group for me when I first started was a tremendous help. I met a lot of friends through the group, both online and in real life, and they've given me a lot of good advice to have a successful reef tank.
That's
great. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Tran, you have a ton of amazing livestock in your aquarium. Tell us a little bit about the different species and which one is your favorite in the whole system.
I have mostly LPS now. My favorite coral, like yours, Rich, is the branching GSP.
Yes.
It's one of the very first corals I put into the tank. The left side of my tank right now has a bunch that I'm trying to trim down, but it's a beginner coral, but I think it's very unique in the sense that it grows vertically rather than encrusting, and it's just so vibrant, and it provides a lot of movement. It's almost like a wannabe SPS, like a millipora,
Right.
It's just, you can have this nice like branching structure without having to have a lot of experience in reef keeping. So I would say that's probably one of my favorite pieces in the tank. The other ones are, it's my Duncan. That's my second oldest coral that's been in the tank for 3 years now. It's not super flashy or anything, but I think given its size now in my tank and the flow, I definitely say those are probably my 2 favorite corals. The torches, I think those are everyone's favorites. I just started keeping those lately, so they're definitely a favorite in the household, but for me, it's the Duncan and the branching GSPs are probably my 2 favorite corals.
Very nice.
Nice.
I saw a green slimer in there, it looked like, too.
I know, I was going to say you should ask about the green slimer. Just had a conversation. Is that a green slimer up in the top middle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one is, I've been actually a friend of mine, he's really into staghorn acroporas, and he has like a 360-gallon tank, and it's filled with like staghorns. So I really love the look of it. So I've been, I just picked up that the green slimer to go along with the purple, but I'm on a hunt now for a red slimer. So I think that'll kind of fill in underneath
Rich and I just had a conversation that we haven't seen green slimer. It used to be so common and popular, and then it's actually hard to find. And here you go, have a nice big piece of it in your tank. It's not you can't find it like locally and online as much anymore.
Very odd, yeah. You just don't see it, and the purple one's amazing too. Like,
yeah,
I don't even see those either.
No, the slimers are hard to find. Yeah. Like what do you like led you to Waterbox, and what's your favorite thing about it? You would say.
So when I started looking, I looked at all the other brands. For me, I chose Waterbox really because of the quality of the stand. I like the fact that it has 3 door hinges. I like the fact that it sits a little bit higher than some of the other offerings. Just the little things you have, like the Waterbox logo etched into the glass. I thought that was a nice touch. And overall, just customer service. I wanted a company that was located here in the United States. That if something went wrong, I'll get a response when I open a ticket. So yeah, really happy with my purchase. I don't have any regrets. The tank's been, it looks brand new. I don't have any signs of rust on like the hinges or like the laminate coming off. So yeah, kudos to you guys for delivering a great product.
We appreciate it very much. We do. Tran, so everyone, especially in our user group and probably on Instagram, social media, knows your photos. So what are you using to capture such amazing photos?
Most of my full tank shots are done with my iPhone, but I use a Sony A7, A3 mirrorless camera for most of my shots. I would say most of the fish shots that I take are used with a 85mm lens. That's kind of my bread and butter. But some of the wider angle shots, just a 24-70 lens. Sometimes I get lazy and I'm trying to learn how to use my iPhone more effectively to capture some more, some nicer pictures, but sometimes it just doesn't deliver. So I think anyone wanting to get serious about their reef photography, invest in a nicer camera.
Yeah, the pictures that you take of your fish are like
Perfect,
no one else does. They're perfect. They capture everything so beautifully. So, definitely takes a special camera to get it that pretty, I guess. But love your photos always and sharing them into our group and everything as well. And we really appreciate you coming on here, showing us your aquarium, telling us how you do it, make it so beautiful. We really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tran.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
That was awesome.
That was
Love
awesome.
his aquarium. Everyone knows
Tran's
him.
such a good guy. It's such an amazing tank and resource to the hobby.
Absolutely.
I do want to say, I want you guys to give a round of applause to yourself for supporting such a wonderful and the largest coral restoration foundation and effort on the planet. We did reach our $30,000 goal, so congratulations for that.
Thank you guys, every single one of you, so much for helping us hit this goal. It's a massive goal. I didn't think we were going to reach it at all.
I didn't know if it was reasonable at all.
Let's just say it was 977 people who donated.
Yeah,
977 people have donated to the cause for coral restoration.
So almost
we appreciate it.
1,000 of you. Again, we appreciate you guys, and I'm sure CRF
Some
is
people are going to win
thrilled.
some tanks.
Yes.
But we have some winners to announce. We are cutting real short on time
we are.
here.
We have 6 minutes till the next stream. So.
Yeah, and that's our finale, which is kind of a big deal. So, all right. So first, we have 2 Waterbox Aquariums shirts. We're going to roll through these. Winners are Michael and Katie. Congratulations.
Woo! Cube 20.
Cube 10.
Cube 10.
Well, someone just got
Don't
upgraded.
take that literally.
Don't take that literally. All right, Cube 10. Winner is. I asked if they were ready.
They are, but I got 2 hands.
All right.
Go.
Winner is.
JS Salamante. Congratulations. JC. Can't read. All good.
And we've hit the delirious point in life today. This next stream should be real interesting. Congratulations, Cube 10. Winners at waterboxmodels.com. Next one is Peninsula Mini 15. Don't say it.
Cube.
I hit the wrong button.
All right, Peninsula 15. Winners are Omar.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Hi.
We all look over there like we're not live. Congratulations, Omar.
Omar.
Email winners at waterboxaquariums.com. Don't leave that prize unclaimed.
Don't worry about the people in the background. All right. Next one is a $500 gift card. This is the last regular stream gift card of the day.
Yep.
Because then we're looking grand prize. Winner is for a $500 gift card.
Oliver Richmond, congratulations. I see Oliver pretty often here.
Yeah, Oliver does join in our streams regularly every Wednesday.
Yeah.
As many of you don't, as we see by the numbers. So you should.
There's a lot
All
more
of you
people.
that are watching today should be joining people on us on Wednesday. We know
Where are you?
Watching you. Come join us on Wednesdays. We talk about
Yes, it's just as good of a time as you guys had today.
and
do
we
that
give away something
every
usually
Wednesday.
all the time anyway.
Yeah,
So boom, join us
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
there you go.
That's another fact. But we're back here in 4 minutes. Really? All right, we're back here in 4 minutes for the finale. See you then.
Waterbox Aquariums offers 2 convenient financing options to bring you one step closer to your dream aquarium. Split your purchase into interest-free payments or finance for up to 36 months. For more information, visit the Waterbox Aquariums financing page. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell.
Don't go anywhere. Join us on the next Blue Friday stream for more guests and giveaways.
Blue Friday is dedicated to education and growth for the aquatics industry. A day packed with special guests, sales, and new products, plus over $20,000 in giveaways.
This is the only time that Waterbox Aquariums go on sale all year long. We are live from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with special guests and giveaways. 2 lucky winners will be picked on the 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream to win the grand prize of $3,000 Waterbox gift cards.
Sales are live in the USA, Canada, United Kingdom, and Europe on Friday, November 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until Sunday, November 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Waterbox is committed to doing our part in protecting and restoring the world's oceans, reefs, and waterways. So to keep that promise, all proceeds of the Blue Friday raffle will be donated to the Coral Restoration Foundation.
We are giving away a freshwater and saltwater water box, complete with lighting and filtration, each valued at over $5,000.
Visit waterboxaquariums.com/Blue Friday for more details on sales, giveaways, raffles, and everything else Blue Friday.